Good morning and welcome to the art project. Got a new video for you finally. I'm going to squirt out a little paint here and make some cornhole boards. Actually, I already made the boards. I'm going to paint the boards. If you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. Super important to the support of my YouTube channel. I know you're going to like it. If you have not already subscribed, please do. So I was commissioned to make some cornhole boards. If you're not familiar with cornhole boards, it's basically a game a little bit like horseshoes, although there's no stake and there's no horseshoes. It's basically two platforms that have holes at the tops of them. They when they're on the ground, they're at a slight incline, and you throw bean bags and you try and get them into the hole. And the reason I say it's a lot like horseshoes is you're basically trying to hit a target with your object, you know, like in horseshoes trying to hit the stake with the horseshoe. In cornhole, you're trying to hit the hole in the board with a bean bag. The hole is 6 inches in diameter and the bean bags are usually about 6 inches square. So it is not the easiest of tasks. Also, like horseshoes, if you get it kind of close to the hole, you get credit for it. You get some points. I don't remember exactly what all the point systems are. I'm not an avid cornhole player. But anyway, this is a game that is kind of popular right now. At least kind of around where I'm at, and someone asked me to make and paint some cornhole boards for them. I actually think it's going to some sort of a charity, and so I'm actually only asking the materials for it. Materials for the two boards altogether was like $120. It's not too hard to build one, not too expensive to build one, but it's not pocket change either. So anyway, I was delighted to be able to make these for my friend and for their fundraiser for their cause, and so I think it's gonna be good. Anyway, I wanted to keep the design fairly simple. I don't see very many cornhole boards that have a painting on them at all, unless it's some sort of monogram or school logo, or even maybe like sometimes they put a little triangle, giving it more of a shuffleboard kind of look. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but anyway, do a little Google search on cornhole boards on Google, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I live down in Gulfport on the coast, and so I decided to do a kind of coastal scene. I didn't want to get too elaborate with it. Like I said before, I want to keep it kind of minimal. So basically I'm just painting the beach on here. I'm colorblind, and so I am kind of doing the best I can to look at some pictures. I took some pictures, but then I also went to Google and found some beach pictures, and I'm trying to do the best I can to kind of match the colors that I saw on the photographs. Now, I also, while I was kind of trying to match it, also wanted it to look real pretty. And the water in the Gulf Coast is, well, it's not the prettiest water. Usually has kind of a greenish tint to it. So I wanted to go a little bit more blue, and also I did kind of did that, and then went with the beach sand, which is not entirely white. It's actually pretty bright, but as I've told you in videos before, I'm colorblind, so matching these colors is not, you know, my best. It's not my strong point. So I just grabbed a few colors that I kind of thought might do the trick. I was rather pleased with the turnout, you know, like for being colorblind. I thought the sand was kind of sandy looking, sandy colored. My wife, who kind of double checks all of my color issues, she didn't seem to have any problem with it. Liked it a lot. So here they are before I did anything else. So like I said, I wanted to keep it kind of simple. So here are the beach scenes. Oh, and I had a friend come and join me. Found this guy walking across the floor of my studio, completely unafraid. So I got a little footage of him, and he told me that I should put an umbrella and a beach ball in my paintings. So before I squished him flat, actually no, it was after I squished him flat. After I squished him flat, I made an umbrella here. I used a little a ruler and a paper plate to kind of get the shapes right, and then began painting. So on some of the pictures that I found of beach umbrellas, the pole was white. In fact, most of the pictures, they had sort of a white pole. So I painted it white, did the umbrella red to contrast with the water. I noticed down here in the Gulf Coast we have a lot of blue umbrellas, but that didn't contrast very well with my water, so I thought I better do it red. And in fact, my wife told me I should do it red as well. So went with a red umbrella. Add a little bit of yellow and a little bit of white to make the brighter side of it, and left the crimson red kind of alone on the darker side of it for shadows. And then underneath, used a little bit of tape to do the shadow on the left side of the umbrella pole. And then my favorite part of this whole thing, I think, is the shadow of the umbrella. In retrospect, I think maybe should have been a little bit larger, but the shadow that I'm about to paint for this umbrella was really sort of my favorite thing. So, let me take a moment to tell you all about something else. This is not a philosophy that I've been very good at living by, but it is a philosophy that over the years I've come to recognize as, well, superior to the one that I live by. As an artist, you got several options. I don't believe there's any such thing as the starving artist anymore. Well, there's a bunch of artists out there starving, but it's not because the artist has to starve. It's because that particular artist is not doing it right. Another way to say it is there are a lot of artists out there that are not living financially successfully based on the money that they're making for their art. I don't know if that was any clearer. There's a lot of artists out there that aren't very successful because of the way they do their art. And what I really mean by that is not that they're not talented, not that they're not capable, but they're not trying to work with the client. And that was me for the longest time, and still is to some extent, because I teach at Gulfport High School, and I don't really have to sell my artwork to make any money. And so basically what I'm trying to say here is for a long time I just wanted to paint what I wanted to paint, and I didn't care what anybody else wanted. And what I did not realize was that I have a set of talents that a lot of people don't have. And so whenever anybody would ask me, will you paint this for me, or will you do that for me, I'd usually give them a price that I was willing to paint it for, but was also a little bit outside their price range. Essentially telling them no, So basically my point is if you have somebody offer you money to do art, and you're an artist, if you're an artist and someone offers you money, you can set your price for whatever you want to, but don't say no to a commission if you have the time to do it. Kind of reach out, try and do commissions if you can, because it will support your art. It will help you earn money, and it not only will it help you earn money, but it'll also help you to practice. So All right, I'm just kind of going on and on about this, but let me kind of finalize it by telling you this. I had a friend who's an artist, and he's really, really amazing, and he does like a lot of his own work. And when I say his own work, I mean like stuff that he's thought of, stuff that he wants to do because he wants to do it, and so on. But he never turned down a commission. I remember one time someone asked him to do Dora the Explorer on their daughter's bedroom. They wanted to, create a child's room with Dora, themed with Dora the Explorer, and he didn't hesitate. He said absolutely. He went in there, spent a couple weeks maybe working on it, and got paid to do it. And that was, money in his pocket. It fed him for a couple weeks, and paid some bills, and allowed him to continue to do the work that he also wanted to do on his own time. All right, enough of that. So anyway, decided to put a beach ball in the picture here too. So this is on the second board. So on one board there is an umbrella, and on the other board there is a beach ball. And so I tried to use colors, of course, that would match both the umbrella and the sky and other things. So I got a little red and blue. I also chose red and blue because it's about to be the 4th of July, so it's kind of patriotic. And I think probably more people play cornhole on the 4th of July probably than any other time. Just speculating there, I don't know for sure. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that all this made sense. I'm going to leave some links down in the description below if you want to buy your own cornhole boards. I'll leave a link to Amazon, or if you make your own cornhole boards and you want to get the bean bags, which you won't see in this video because I don't have them yet, but I'll show you on Amazon in the link below where you can get some, in the description below where you can get some. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Took me about 4 or 5 days to do the construction and the painting all together, and I still have to put a couple of coats of varnish on it. But here they are, finished. Tell me what you think in the description below. So go make some art. Here they are. Goodbye. Your turn. Later. Go make some art. Thanks. Oh, thumbs up.